Hello, everybody. Hope everybody is doing well. I am excited and a little rushed tonight because, it's right before Thanksgiving, and I had to work, and I was trying to get in here, and it was taking me a little bit. So if you've been hanging out for a second, I appreciate you waiting. That's awesome of you to do so. I'm going to try to experiment a little bit with getting the volume generally up a little bit more tonight, because I was noticing that it was a little quiet on Sunday, so I wanted to try to fix that if I can. Let's bring this down a little. All right, so I thought tonight we could do a few things. Where's my pick? Where did it go? A little all over the place tonight. All right, I found it. But yeah, so I thought there's a few things we could do tonight. I wanted to, one, go over the song that we did last, the song that we did the last time that we did this. I've worked on it a little bit. I have a little more of of the song. Still working on it a little. I've got a verse, pre-chorus, and chorus now, so I thought you can at least see what progress has been made on it, since I haven't had a whole lot of time to do it. But yeah, so I thought we'd go ahead and just jump right on in. And what you can do, and you still can do so by putting in your opinions on the poll there, is if you want to, hopefully, I would love to see that poll in action and see if it works. But I can also play you some songs tonight too. Just, why not? Because it's Thanksgiving and there's holidays, holiday times. There's always special things, right? So I thought, why not do something fun? And if we want to do some songs and just kind of play around tonight, then we can do that. I can play you guys some songs. I've got my trusty wine here with me, which I haven't had that one before. It's pretty good. All right. All right. So let's go ahead and bring the music down. What's up, MK? So glad you could make it and join. So tonight, I want to do some writing. We can do some writing if you guys want to. If you want me to just play some songs, I can do that too. But this is what I've come up with for the song here. Let me see if I can get this in the right part of the screen. Can't really. It's kind of out of the way there. How can I do this? Should have written it in a different spot, but all right, we're gonna leave it there for now. But so I've worked on some of the lyrics, kind of workshopped them a little bit, and this is what we've come up with from this. I think actually, MK, I think it was you that said on Sunday, was wondering which song was the song that we had worked on in the last writer's block. There we are. I didn't play it because this morning before I went to work, I decided to revisit the last stream, see what it sounded like when we were working on it, and then come up with something a little different. So what I came up with is, oh no, my Streamlabs thing is doing all kinds of things. I don't know what it's doing. It's not modding the way it should. But yeah, so want to become, oh, okay, I see what it's trying to do now. It's trying to stop people from spamming me. All right, so this is what I came up with. If you are interested, so the last time we worked on a song that does not have a name, we got half a verse, not really a pre-chorus, and half a chorus. So we didn't get very far. This is what I've come up with. Leaves of changing all around, reminds me of the town where I met you and we danced to. What did I say there? Hang on, I had another line. See, I'm already messing it up. Let me turn this down a little. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Dance to. Oh, I remember. This will be, some of this is actually still placeholders, I would say. So this is still super rough draft level songwriting version. But yeah, so where I am so far, let's see here. See if I can angle this down a little bit so I can actually see it. There we go. All right. Let's see. We'll jump into the. Leaves are changing all around. Reminds me of the town where I met you, and we danced till the morning. Our love kept us warm through the winter, but by the time the trees were greener, we'd realize this wasn't what we thought it should be. Though I don't regret it, sometimes I wonder what we could have been. This cold weather has me wondering, where do you land after we parted and went our own separate ways? Did you learn how to start again? Did you fall in love and settle down in a smaller town like the one we grew up in? Did you move and never stop moving? Something like that. That's as far as I got. So share your thoughts. Tell me if you like it. Tell me if you think it's cheesy or terrible. Because this is about us collaborating, right? So I want to be able to take constructive criticism, and I'm good with somebody telling me it sucks. That happens a lot in co-writes. It happens a lot with me in co-writes. I've gotten a lot better at constructive criticism when it's negative. I used to just be like, yeah, I think that sucks. We should do something else. And sometimes people might take that a little bit sensitively, and so I had to get a little better about sharing my opinion in co-writing sessions. But this is essentially a co-write. This is giving you the experience of a co-write. So just to tell you where I'm thinking about going, I would like to figure out a way to transition in the second verse to switching to, like, say the other party calls the theoretical me up and is like, I want to know, just checking in. I was thinking about you for the same reason that I was thinking about her, right? And so it was like this whole thing. And so then the chorus, I wrote it in such a way that it could switch sides and be from the other perspective. And then maybe in the bridge, I'm not sure exactly how to paint that picture and tell that story. So still working on that. But yeah, so that's where I'm going with it. I'm not really sure where I want the second verse to go, though. I hit a hard mental block when I was trying to write this earlier and get somewhere else. I wanted to get as far as I could before this stream tonight. It looks like nobody's gonna do this poll here, so I'm just gonna get rid of it because I don't like the way it looks. So let's just move that away. There we go. How about that song? Can you up your gain or will it clip? Actually, I think I can give you a little more. Hang on. Let's see. Where did you land after we parted and went our own separate ways? Is that better? Here, let's go up a little bit more. Did you learn how to start again? Let's go up a little. It's okay. I'm hitting my other guitar. Did you learn how to start again? Did you fall in love and settle down in a small town like the one we grew up in? How's that sounding? Is that better? Let me see if I can actually probably go up a little more. Like the one we grew up in. Did you learn how to start again? Hopefully that's better. Give me some feedback. Thanks for the heads up though. I didn't know. Yeah, so what do we want to do? Oh, by the way, just a heads up, I live right beside a fire station. It is not even remotely ideal for doing a stream, but it was either wait until I move next year to start a stream or just start it and go with the flow and see what happens. So here we are. But yeah, so we can continue on this path if you want to. We can work on this song, try to work on this second verse here, or we can go into something else. It's listenable, but it's better. It's listenable, but it's better. That doesn't sound very positive. You can turn it up a little more. I'm watching it, like, trying to make that work right. Did you move and never stop moving? Oh, that might be too loud. Did you fall in love and settle down in a smaller town like the one we grew up in? Did you move and never stop moving? Yeah, let's turn that down just a hair there. Yeah, it's weird like that. Yeah. I mean, yeah, sound is weird in streaming. I don't really get it. I really try to make it as loud as possible, I promise. But thanks for the heads up. I always need it. So yeah, what do you want to do? It looks like I've got a small crowd tonight, not nearly as big as my Sunday show. So do you want to try to write something new? Just keep on this track, or you want me to sing some songs? We can just sing some songs. There was a bunch of songs that I wanted to do on Sunday when it was my birthday, and I didn't actually get to them because it was but I kind of thought, even though this is writer's block, maybe we just leave it up in the air. I wanted to see what you wanted to do. So give me some feedback here. Tell me what we should do here. Let's work on our pen. I'm going to assume that means work on our song. All right. We can do that. All right. We're going to bring it down to a little quieter thing here so we can think about it. So if we're going to start at the top here. So here, let's undo that. There we go. So we're looking here. It's a great arrow that I got there. Leaves are changing all around. Reminds me of the town where I met you, and we danced till the morning. Our love kept us warm through the winter. But by the time the trees were greener, we had realized this wasn't what we thought it should be. That's the first verse. Going ahead and just dropping it in there and painting that picture that this wasn't a very long relationship. Talking in like a few months. And so I was kind of thinking about that. It's just kind of how it worked out. We could maybe rework that to make it longer. That way it means more in the song. But that's what I came up with this morning based on the stuff that we had worked on the last time. So the pre-chorus is, though I don't regret it, sometimes I ponder what we could have been. This cold weather has me wondering. And I always love how when you say lyrics out loud, it always sounds different. But chorus is, where did you land after we parted and went our own separate ways? Did you learn how to start again? Did you fall in love and settle down in a small town like the one we grew up in? Or did you move and never stop moving? That line I'm still a little iffy on, that last little hook there. So the verse, the next verse, let's start from scratch here. So we're working on verse 2 here, right? So let's see what we got. We've got obviously we got the autumn thing going, the nostalgic thing. What else have we got? We've got Let me think about it for a second. You guys think you think as well. All right, so there's some things we could do, like so we've got the autumn thing. So we could do something like something about like maybe a random day and the phone rang. Something about two, maybe like a time, I don't know, mid-afternoon on a Sunday. I'm going to start just writing lines. This also is sometimes the best way to go. So we've got something like mid-afternoon. Mid-afternoon on a Sunday. Let's see. Let's see if we want to try to match the rhyme from the first verse. Mid-afternoon on a Sunday. Startled from my sleep as the phone rang and I startled awake as the phone rang. The phone rang and startled awake as the phone startled awake as the phone rang. No. I don't need those. I don't need that many A sounds. I'm trying to think. So, mid-afternoon on a Sunday. Maybe I don't even need to say phone, and maybe that's too literal. Mid-afternoon on a Sunday. The ringing startled me awakened. And just like that, you're back in my life. No. Trying to think the best way to bring the phone call in. That's what I want to say. So, all right. So if we go back to the song that we're working on here, right? So we've got, oh no, the screen just went off. So now it's going to stop recording. There's not a great system for doing, not a great system for doing this whole thing. I must have hit the button. So give me a second. Every time the screen goes off, it stops broadcasting. And that is a problem. All right, so grab this, refresh. There we are. All right, we should be good now. Yeah, we're good. All right, so any thoughts on what I'm doing here? Any thoughts? Do you like the direction? I'm assuming you're over there workshopping in your own mind and trying to figure out the best way to go here. So let's. I'm open to feedback, open to some thoughts here as we figure it out. Here, let me try to put this under here. So stop pulling on my ears. Okay, so. Leaves are changing all around. Reminds me of the town. So if we're there, and we're back here. Mid-afternoon on a Sunday. Mid-afternoon on a Sunday. Ringing startled. No. I was startled awake by the ringing phone, and I find your voice on the... Something maybe about a familiar voice. Gonna need some feedback here. Mid-afternoon on a Sunday. Got an eraser on there. I was kind of foggy. Kind of foggy. Where should that land? Kind of foggy. Kind of foggy. I don't hate. I was kind of... Nah. Okay, I was... Let's see. Let's go back here. I can't really think. That's my problem right now. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. Maybe we should just start a new song and then come back and try to workshop this one. Get the juices flowing. This doesn't make for good television, as it were. All right. Kinda startled awake. Let's see. Trying to think. All right, mid-afternoon on a Sunday. I'm just gonna do. Let's just, when this happens, a good thing to do is just get some placeholders, right? Because then if I start singing it and I really hate it, then usually just the process of singing it over and over again kind of forces me to be like, okay, I hate this, and then you kind of start thinking of other things. So we're gonna say I was startled awake. I was startled awake by the ringing phone. I was startled awake by the ringing, and I picked it up to find a voice that I had. I feel like I'm getting too bogged down on the details, actually, is what's going on. Mid-afternoon on a Sunday. Also don't like how that's landing. I was startled awake to find you. I was startled awake to find you on the other side of the ringing. On the other side of the line. It might be a little too abstract or something. I was startled awake to find you on the other side of the line. Maybe. Mid-afternoon. Let's see how it sounds. Mid-afternoon. It was mid-afternoon. No. It's mid-afternoon on a Sunday. I was startled awake to find you on the other side of the line. I'm gonna go with it for now. I went in rap, I would just think of the fourth line, then find a way to get there. That's not a bad way to do it, actually. It's a great way to do it. Working your way backwards sometimes works. I'll say that I also do that when thinking of the overall song. If you can find the hook and then write the song around the main hook of the chorus, and you write the chorus and then go back and write the verses. Get in that way you're working there, you're getting there. Totally love that input, NK. That's great. I love that. That thought. So let's say if we're trying to, why does it feel like I just got quieter? I don't know. If we're trying to get there, let's see. Mid-afternoon on a Sunday. was startled awake to find you on the other side of the line. Other side of the line. You asked me where I'd been. You asked me what You asked me what. You said the. You said the. You said the way. You said the. You said you always. Oh, okay. Hang on. Let's do this. You laughed. You laughed with a. You anxiously laughed. Ooh, yes. Like that. You anxiously laughed and you anxiously laughed. Anxiously laughed. You anxiously laughed and you anxiously laughed and said that you anxiously laughed and you anxiously laughed and I don't know about and. I don't even know if I have to go there. Anxiously laughed. You anxiously laughed and said, and you maybe I'll say, I think part of this is, I think part of it is that I want to say it like I'm telling a story to somebody else, maybe. I think that'd be fun. I'm telling it to the listener instead of talking to the person. So, she anxiously, I don't know if anxiously laughed. What's that word? There's a word that I'm thinking of that is like anxious that'll work here. That's like, what's that word? It's going to drive me crazy. It's, we actually could switch this here real quick. Hang on. I use this really great app called Songwriter Pro. I have a lot of things here, but sometimes it's really cool because it has these ideas. You can't see it obviously because it's not on the screen. So let's just go back to this. All right, so go back here. Here we are, and then I'll go to it on my phone. Let's see here. Songwriter Pro. If you're wanting to write though, and you need an app for it, or you want an app that just records your ideas, real quick things, whatever, Songwriter Pro, not a bad app. I really like it a lot. And the cool thing about it is you can figure out when you type in a word, you can type in, I don't want the rhymes though. I want, where's maybe fear? Let's just see what fear is. Anxiety. So you can do these things. There's a whole idea screen where I can do rhymes. I can just do words that are like other words. What's that called? Like synonyms and phrases, which is kind of fun. Let's see what phrases has to say. Yeah, not really. Still not getting me what I want. There's another word for anxious. Anxiously laughed. Laugh with a. Okay, so let's try and do MK. I'm going to try to apply your logic here. So I know that I want to say anxiously laughed and said like something about the this time of year always reminds me of you. That's what I'm trying to get to. Like that's the whole reason she called. And then I think at that point we could just go straight into the pre-chorus. We don't have to do a double verse like the first verse. If we can do it right, I think we wouldn't have to necessarily go back into the verse unless we just really have more to say. But I like to keep it simpler and try to convey in less words what I'm trying to say. So, excuse me. Ooh. She anxiously laughed. Something about like the. Let's move this up a little. Oh no. Oh, okay, there it is. The cold always makes me think of you. So if I have the you rhyme, all right. She anxiously laughed and she anxiously laughed and said, no, she anxiously laughed. Let's get rid of laughed. Laughed is the problem here. So, maybe not, actually. She laughed and said, she nervously laughed. Okay, hang on, actually. Through a nervous laugh. Through a nervous laugh and sighing. Nope. Through a nervous laugh. Through a nervous laugh, she sighed then said, the cold always makes me think of you and me, you and me. And what we could have been, you and me and... Okay, hang on, let's go back. There might be a way to tie in this verse. You and me and what we thought we couldn't be. You and me and what we thought we should be. We should have been. Okay. Let's see. All right, so the cold always makes me think of you and me and what we thought we couldn't be and what we thought we couldn't be. All right, do we hate that for at least a placeholder for now? Let's see. Mid-afternoon on a Sunday, I was startled awake to find you on the other side of the line. And through a nervous laugh, you sighed and said the cold always makes me think of you and me. What we thought. Nervous laugh, she sighed and said, send the cold away, send the cold always makes me think of you. Send the cold always makes me think of you and me. What we thought we couldn't be. And then we could just go back instead of having to. And though I don't regret it, sometimes I ponder what we could have been. This cold weather has me wondering. gone separate ways? Did you learn how to start again? Did you fall in love and settle down in a smaller town like the one we grew up in? Did you learn move and never stop moving? That works, right? I think that works for now. Let's leave it. I think that works. So if we're doing that here, so make sure I'm looking at it right. Mid-afternoon on a Sunday. Let's get this all on the same page here. Mid-afternoon on a Sunday. Sorry if I'm being obnoxious by saying things in this tone. All right. Let's see. I was startled awake to find you. To find you there on the other side. Wait, did I even rhyme? I didn't. I want this to rhyme. On the side of the line. Other side of the. Find you there on the other side. We could do a phone home ring or a rhyme, I think. Find your voice. There to find your voice on the other side of the phone. Yeah, let's go with that for now. I like that. To find your voice on the other side of the phone. Okay. And then, so your voice on the other side of the phone. Through a nervous laugh, she sighed and said the cold always makes me think of you. Through a nervous laugh, she sighed and said the cold always makes me think of you and now. Makes me think of you and how you always felt like home. I already said always, so let's say through a nervous laugh she sighed and said the cold makes me think of you and makes me think of you and how your arms always felt like home. Made me think of you and how your arms always felt like home. A little cliche, but we'll go with it. Sometimes it's good to acknowledge the cliche and the cheesiness of it and then just kind of roll with it because, I mean, people eat up cheesy cliche songs all the time. Listen to the radio. So it's not always bad. Country, pop, there's cheesy things. I'm gonna, oops, I messed up the wrong spot. Said the cold makes me go. You can change your arms or your warmth if you want. How your warmth always felt like. I like that. I like that because warmth and cold, that works. Sure, let's do that. We can make that happen. Good input. I like it. Your warmth. It might be a little bit of a mouthful, warmth, but we'll see. Said the cold. This is going to drive me crazy. I don't like that spot. I don't like the space. The cold makes me dream of you. No, think. We'll say think. Think of you. Okay. So, here we are. Let's see where we are here. Start from the beginning. See what it sounds like. Leaves are changing all around. Reminds me of the town where I met you, and we danced till the morning. Our love kept us warm through the winter, but by the time the trees were greener, we'd realize this wasn't what we thought it should be. Though I don't regret it, sometimes I ponder what. How did I sing that? Though I don't regret it, sometimes I ponder what we could have been. This cold weather has me wondering, where did you land after we parted and went our own separate ways? Did you learn how to start again? Did you fall in love and settle down in a smaller town like the one we grew up in? Did you move and never stop moving? Mid-afternoon on a Sunday, I was startled awake to find your voice on the other side of the phone. And through a nervous laugh, she sighed and said the cold makes me think of you and how your warmth always felt to me like a home. Something like that, maybe. And though I don't regret it, sometimes I ponder what we could have, been. Oh, this cold weather has me wondering, where did you land after we parted and went our own separate ways? Did you learn how to start again? Did you fall in love and settle down in a smaller town like the one we grew up in? Did you move and never stop moving? What I'm thinking about going from here, we'll leave that. We'll just let it lie for now. I'm thinking about going. How do we feel about that? Do we feel all right about that? It's kind of a, I mean, obviously, I'm still figuring it out, but when I was playing with it this morning, I kind of liked those chords. I don't know. Yeah. Any feedback on those chords for the bridge? Do we like that? Want to go somewhere else? Give me some kind of yay or nay. But I do like those chords, so if I don't use them in this song, I'll use them somewhere else. I've definitely done that before. I had an entire bridge, melody and chords-wise, in one song. It was a chord, it was a bridge that I had melody and chords for. I don't know how many of you were here on Sunday when I sang a song called Witching Hour, but there was a bridge that I originally had for that whole song, and I ended up writing Maddie Lou, the song about my grandmother, and the chords and melody fit way better in that song, so I ended up stealing it from my other song and putting it in that one, and then I had to rewrite the bridge for the other song. Which happens. It just, it happens. Sounded good. Thanks. I appreciate that. Hey, hello, Sharon. My number one fan, Sharon DH. Also, Sharon Harris, my mother, whom I can't see at all this year. It's very sad. Or see from a distance. I can drive up and see her from a distance, but this silly virus that won't go away in the States prevents us from seeing each other. So it's terrible. But hi, Mom. Thanks for joining. Thanks for the feedback. If anybody ever gave me honest feedback, it was my mom. She never told me when something that sucked sounded good. So that's why I'm now an overly critical songwriter. So thanks, Mom. You made me a better songwriter, hopefully. All right, so what we're working with here, we have a verse A and B, then a pre-chorus, chorus. Yeah, that's my mom. Surprise. Let's see, verse A in the. We got the verse A here for the second verse. And then we go back to the pre-chorus. And so the bridge, let's figure out bridge here. Thank you, you made me a mom. Yes, I did, whether you liked it or not. All right, so here we are. We're at the bridge now. Bridge. Sloppy B. So where do we go? Where do we go for the bridge? How do we tie all of this together? Sometimes it's helpful just to start from the top and just get there, get to the bridge and see how we feel. So I'm just gonna go back to the top here. We're gonna sing it again. And throw your thoughts in there. Just give anything works. Doesn't have to be like a polished, lyric or anything like that. Just if you imagine something, if you picture something that you something like comes up in your mind, give me that thought, give me that thing, and we'll see if I can. I'll see if I can sift through it and see if we can pull out some lines, some thoughts there for the bridge. So when I get to the bridge, I might just keep going, see if I can just. Sometimes it's helpful to just start singing lines and just see what comes out. Maybe I latch onto a word or something. But if you, as we're getting through the song, any point in the verses, chorus, drop your thoughts in the chat there, and hopefully by the time we get to the bridge, we'll have something. If not, we'll do it all over again. And that's essentially a co-write. You get this much of the song. By this point, you spend more time going over the whole thing, trying to figure out what the part is going to be, the next part, than you do actually writing a lot of the time. All right, so from the top. Leaves are changing all around. Reminds me of the town where I met you, and we danced until the morning. Our love kept us warm through the winter, but by the time the trees were greener, we'd realize this wasn't what we thought it should be. And though I don't regret it, sometimes I ponder we could. Damn. Okay, hang on. Though I don't regret it, I ponder what we could have been. There it is. So in this colder weather has me wondering, where did you land after we parted and went our own separate ways? Did you learn how to start again? Did you fall in love and settle down in a smaller town like the one we grew up in? Did you move and never stop moving? Mid-afternoon on a Sunday, I was startled awake to find your voice on the other side of the phone. And through a nervous laugh, she sighed and said the cold makes me think of you and how your warmth always felt like home. I don't regret it, ponder what we could have been. Yeah, this colder weather has me wondering, where did you land after we parted? Did you learn how to start again? Did you fall in love and settle down in a smaller town like the one we grew up in? Did you move and never stop moving? 'Cause I don't wonder what, I don't give me something I won't wonder what we could have been. Hold it, I don't give my heart, I don't hold your seams, and give me something I'll. Okay. Any thoughts? Anything that you think should be in this bridge? Or like, sometimes it's like, what did you expect to hear in the bridge? Like, I was singing that, like, is there anything that you think kind of fills in the blanks, like finishes the sentence that you were already thinking, that kind of thing? Maybe that was part of it. Trying to think. Where are we here? What you guys think? Any thoughts at all? I don't know. Sometimes you just got to sit with it, and you got to know when it is time to just kind of sit and be okay with not having it all together. So yeah, I think you're not thinking of anything. I'm not really thinking of anything. So maybe we'll just kind of drop it there. Leave it alone. Well, we were supposed to be going till 9:30 till 11. So we still got some time here, and I also started late, so I'll go a little later. But I kind of thought either we can learn a cover and see how that goes, or I could just play some songs. So what would you rather have happen? Give me some feedback here, unless you have any ideas for this song still. But I think I'm a little tapped out at this point. We definitely, we wrote a whole second verse, so that's a pretty good thing. But I'm gonna go ahead and stop this broadcast, and then let's figure out what we're gonna do here. Let's play some songs then. All right. We still have covers to learn, but let's play some songs. Let's see what some songs stick out to me here. Something that I didn't play the other night, or maybe something I did play. I'm gonna play this one. So let me let's get rid of this browser source, and then I'm gonna do a little bit of rework in here. Give me a second. I can make this better. So, all right, so I'm going to play some songs. I'll play this first song I'm going to play. It's a song that I don't want that frame. I want the other frame. Main image, cam. Maybe that's, nope. Still not what I'm looking for. I want this. Why won't you give me the frame that I want? I'm trying to make it look prettier, and you can actually see me. Not alert box. Nope. Oh, I know what the problem is. That's annoying. I just realized that the camera frame is part of the thing. So it's hard for me to make this work without just getting rid of the frame. So we're just going to do that. It'll be ugly, but at least you can see what I am doing here. All right. Let's just do that. Done. All right. There. All right. So that looks better, at least for now. Look, that'd be tempo of that song. You should round it out as I hope you found what you are looking for. I'm done. Yeah, something that's kind of where I'm going. There'll be a third. I already know there's gonna be a third chorus that's different. Like the second, there'll be another like alternate chorus, alt choruses with it at the end there, where it kind of says more, and I don't have to do that with the bridge. I'm thinking like something with the bridge will be something like, sometimes it's not always about the losing. It's about the not always about the losing. Sometimes it's about what you had and being thankful for what you had and what that person brought into your life. That's kind of what I'm thinking about for that song. So, I was making up cornbread so I couldn't get on here. Well, I can't say I'm not thankful that you're making cornbread, because I will benefit from that tomorrow. Um, I was thinking the same thing. Cool. I'm glad we're on the same page. Well, hopefully I'll be able to finish it, and then I'm going to throw it on SoundCloud. So hopefully by the time we do um, another one of these, we'll be able to have something to show for it. And I'll be able to say, hey, go on SoundCloud and listen to this track that I recorded with the whole different third chorus. Yeah. So I'm thinking bridge. I'm mapping it out in my head. And I'm thinking bridge is gonna be sometimes things don't work out the way you planned, but it's better to be thankful for what you had than to and what that person brought into your life and your story than it is to dwell on the past, right? And dwell on what could have been. I think that is how I'll fit into the bridge. And then the chorus will be the completion of the conversation. I'm so happy that we can assume as the listener that the bridge is part of the conversation, the phone conversation. And then the last chorus can be basically I'm happy that you're doing well. I'm happy that you landed and you're, found the person that you love, or the children. Maybe there's a whole thing in there, right? So I think that's where it's going to go. I think it'll end up being actually a pretty decent song. When I first started it, I was just doing it, you never know what you're going to get out of something like this kind of experiment of a stream. So, and I don't even know how sustainable this stream is, but it's, ideally I can never stop coming up with ideas, right? Paul McCartney didn't, so maybe I won't either. It's really not fair of me to put myself and Paul McCartney in the same sentence, but whatever. It is what it is. Yeah, so let's do this song. This song is it's a really great explanation for or not explanation. It's a really good representation for what it's like to be a musician who plays in old bars and restaurants. I think the first verse actually talks about, first line is, I've played in old dirty bars and makeshift stages, on makeshift stages that double as a space for overflow patrons. So I use that line as old dirty bars, but actually what that line is it's it's referencing a Mexican restaurant that I played in, where the stage literally was where they normally put tables and chairs, and they threw me in this little space, and I sang in the middle of a Mexican restaurant to people. And it actually wasn't a bad gig. I've had worse gigs, but I just thought it was so funny, and that stuck out to me when I first started writing this song, and that's how I wanted to open it up. So when I sing that, just imagine me in a Mexican restaurant, and that's the real story. But there's so many times as a musician that doesn't, make it big and have the opportunity to pay the bills with something like music, that you question if it's even worth doing anymore, and you get really burned out all the time. And sometimes it's just really hard to play to rooms of people who aren't listening in loud bars, or to to an empty room full of empty chairs. And that's been a lot of what I did. So, and a lot of what I've done over the years, playing in the 20 plus years I've been playing in my life ever since I was a teenager. So this song represents that. And so I kind of wrote this song to other musicians and other artists. But I think there's something to kind of glean from it for everybody, that, sometimes either your passion is worth doing regardless of what the outcome is or what you get from it. And I think that's kind of the lesson that I learned from this song when I wrote it. And so, yeah, that's what it is. It's called Those Were the Days. This idea that maybe one day in the future I'll look back and say, those were the days, those terrible times that I thought it was the worst time ever, and it was actually just building me up for something in the future, and I'm in my 30s now. I guess there's always the chance that somebody somewhere will be like, I want to sign that guy and give him lots of money for his music. But I don't do it for that reason anymore, and maybe that's the kind of the beauty of it. But it sure as hell would be nice. So this song's called Those Were the Days. Played in old dirty bars on makeshift stages, double as a space for overflow patrons. I've driven hours on it to get stiffed on the pavement, not enough to get groceries, and the bills are still late. And I stop and wonder if it was all a mistake. The doubts rattle my bones like an earthquake. Oh, maybe I'm not enough, but I can't walk out on the only thing I've ever truly loved. Or maybe one day I'll look back and say, it was hard to get by, those were the days. I've played 2 rows of empty seats, only the bartender's listening, wondering what it was that I had been missing. The only solace I found was the whiskey I was given, the warmth of the lights and this old Gibson. And I stop and wonder if it was all a mistake. The doubts rattle my bones like an earthquake. Oh, and maybe I'm not enough, but I can't walk out on the only thing I've ever truly loved. Maybe one day I'll look back and say, it was hard to get by, but those were the days. Whoa, oh, 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 I've been looking for redemption in the eyes of strangers, with hearts wide open to the truth of a song. Those words of affirmation, they heal wounds of rejection, and they fill my cup enough to get me back to believing that maybe one day I'll look back and say, it was hard to get by, but those were the days. All right. There's that song called Those Were the Days. Let's see. What else did I not play on Sunday? Let's do... I haven't done this song in a few weeks. I think I did this a few weeks ago, but I love this song. Talking about songwriting, I think this song is going to always be one of my favorites now. It's a great one. I wanted to write a song about... excuse me. I wanted to write a song about what it means to always hide who you are, and or to be afraid of letting people in. And maybe there's always this part that everybody hides from the world, right? Like there's always something, and whether it's sinister or nefarious or not. But I think whether it's insecurities or disorders or what have you, you made me reminisce on memories that ain't even mine. Well, good. I'm glad. That's exactly what I wanted with that last song. But this song, I think it cuts deep. It cuts deep for me every time I play it. I think about certain insecurities that I have, whether it's, different things, bipolar tendencies or depression, or just what have you. And I think that there's things that we always hide from the world, and there's things that we always just put this mask on and pretend that everything's fine, or that we're this other person. And I think to some degree everybody does that all the time, but I made it darker sounding because that's drama and it sounds good in a song. But so I wrote this song about that kind of thing. I think we can all kind of relate to that to some degree, right? And so, I wrote this song. It's called Monster. I hope you like it. There's a monster under my skin, digging its way to my spine, piercing a hole in my side. It's all that I can do to keep him at bay. He's setting foot on my shores. I am no match for his swords. It's always around high noon when the ache behind my eyes consumes my every thought to the corners of my mind. Just let go. Why all the fighting? It's easier when you stop lying. Take off the mask and stop pretending. You say that I'm better, but I know better. There's a monster under my bed, keeps me awake with whispering. And no matter where I lay my head, he's always in the dark. My soul he's circling, for that monster never sleeps. Just let go. Why all the fighting? It's easier when you stop lying. Take off the mask and stop pretending. They say that I'm better, but I know pull me apart, destroy my heart. As soon as I start to get my shit together, you detonate the bomb you laid. Let go. Why all the fighting? It's easier when you stop lying. Take off the mask and stop pretending. They say that I'm better, but There you go. Almost choked on my spit at the end of that one, but that was there you go. I love that song. It's got such a cool vibe. Sometimes I get into it a little more than that. I need more alcohol, I guess. Alley Cat's Corner. Yeah, that is Someday. Someday is correct. That is a song called Someday. It's been a while. Well, I guess let's solve that for you. I'll play it right now. You lost sound. Okay. Anybody else lose sound? I still see sound on my end, so I don't think that the sound is actually gone. But please tell me if it is. Let me make sure. Let me just check the stream real fast and see what we're at here. I have sound. Okay, we're good then. Let me just pull up the stream just to make sure, just to see everything is good. Yeah, looks good to me. All right, cool. I think he cut my sound. All right, so Someday. I'll play Someday. Give me a second here. Let me pull up the words because I really don't remember. Kind of ashamed that I couldn't remember my own words because I know so many artists, friends of mine, who remember all of their words all the time. Yes, they mess them up sometimes, but most of the time they don't. And yeah, until one day, many years ago, I discovered that literally every big artist, like, has a teleprompter for all of their songs. And so I was like, and they just hide it. They make it, usually there's a stage monitor. It looks like a stage monitor, and in that, it's actually not a stage monitor, it's a screen, and they hide it in there to make it look like they're not reading their lyrics. You don't believe me? Watch live DVDs. Every once in a while, you'll see a side camera on a stage, and you'll actually see that it's a screen. I can't remember who it was that I saw recently that was a female, old, like, classic icon of an artist, and like totally had all of her songs in the stage monitor. But it's just funny. It's a whole thing. Let's do it here, I guess. All right, so this song's called Someday. It's an old song of mine that I wrote about my grandparents' house, thinking about my brother's wedding, about the week before his wedding, my little brother's wedding, and thinking about what a family could look like, and I automatically go to my grandmother's house. She always decorated all the walls and pictures of family members. Some I didn't know, and some I did. And I was either probably related to most of them, I think. But she just all about pictures. And they built their house from the ground up, and it was this whole thing. So that's what and at the time that was the thing that I thought of.